1993. We had a lecture in Jackson, Tennessee. We was in one room having the lecture, and the sister named Tamara Keeley said she walked in another room, and she said they had a whole other room full of ancestors having a gathering too. You see what I'm saying? So we talking about dual dimensions. You see what I'm saying? So you like the party. So the thing here is we got all this piety and all this bullshit going on. You see, just to give you a type of because this is a lot of things you're going to be experiencing in the next couple of weeks, next couple of months. It's going to be a lot of ancestral things. If you haven't already started experiencing this. If you got sounds in your house, you got shit walking around your house and fucking with you, that is because that is nothing but your ancestors that passed on. Like my grandmother reappeared again. She's been in and out the last 10 years since she died in 1990. But she reappeared again about a couple of months ago. And you know, and she's doing all kind of cutting on the lights and stuff. My mother came to Atlanta to visit us, and my grandmother was dialing her cell phone from the house in South Carolina. She's like, oh, somebody done broke in my house. I said, well, if somebody broke in your house, why would they dial your cell phone in Atlanta? And stuff, and my brother would call and they would pick up the phone and pick up the phone for a minute and then put it back down. And also, I called her sister Kendall and I said, can you get to see who this is? And she was like, right away she said, she's grandmother. And then I said, well, ask her what she wants and all this kind of thing here. And the next thing I know, she had overrode Kendall and just started talking to me. Say, yeah, I'm back, so-and-so. So I had a conversation with her through the seer. And so she started talking and all, and I said, damn, I said, you visit all them other people, why you don't visit me? She said, I don't fuck around your house. She said, no, I visit all my children, all my grandchildren. I said, you ain't never visited me. She said, no, your shit too high for me, because see, the energy which I have, there's several dimensions or several plateaus you are on in the spirit realm. So as a result of me conjuring up advanced entities, the realm that my house is on is a level that only the gods can come through. So she was like, I can't come. I said, I don't fuck around your house. I can't even come up in there. And also because it was on such a high level. And this is when I knew that she said, I said, so you got anything? She said, well, tell them. She said that I love the grandchildren. I said, what? I got a brother in Decatur that's got 3 girls. I said, Oscar and Amanda and them. He said, I don't know, not them. I said, well, and see, not saying that she didn't love them. She was particularly talking about my youngest brother got 2 little boys, and they real light skinned. And that was her shit when she was alive. You know what I'm saying? Real fucking light skinned. So I said, oh, you Irene Shaw, all right. Still color struck. I said, yeah, so, but in so many words, it's a confirmation that you even get the doggone mannerisms or the character of a person, and they should have been dead for 10 years. You see, so you have a lot of this that's going on now, a lot of things that's coming back, and a lot of that is ancestral. A lot of activity that you're going to be having in the next couple of months and stuff. And I said, well, why? She said, because it's time. So what she was saying was, they say it's a time of the gathering. There's a time of the gathering. We've had a gathering the last 10 years. Conscious people have been gathering together. You see what I'm saying? Well, there's a time of gathering that's also happening in the spirit realm where ancestors are coming back because it's time to come back because they know this shit is getting ready to break through to the other realm. You see what I'm saying? Meanwhile, the white boy is afraid. Everything he's doing is afraid. Now, like I said on other things, your battleground now, because I don't want to forget this, the battleground that you're going to have to watch out for, because they done locked up all the so-called underclass, and the best way to get the so-called upward law-abiding, upward mobile, the battleground is going to be your automobile. That's where they're going to fuck with you. When shit get hot, your automobile is going to be under suspect. You see what I'm saying? Fit the description, because a nigga is up in it. And so basically, they're going to pay for a lot of this stuff with traffic tickets. You know, you turn the wrong signal, you might get 50 years. Just turn it the wrong way. That's going to be the key. If you know it's not a traffic court, man, the money that's coming down with your automobile and the traffic court, man, is phenomenal. You know, you make a wrong fucking turn, the next thing you know, you out of fucking damn $200–300. You know what I'm saying? That's the key. That's their road. That's their ball game. That's their battlefield now. It's going to be inside your automobile. That's why it's good to get you some 3 sisters and split 4 ways. You see what I'm saying? Or one of the good ones is to take that red meat and put on each tire of your car. You take some red meat, some steak or something, and you rub each tire of your car with that red meat, something you never get in a wreck. And one of the keys now, this is the key that you have to know instantly, and that is you have to put Anpu Anubis on your roof of your car, on the roof of your car. I've been telling you this, but this is the key. If you can't think of nothing, the motherfucker get behind you. Put Anubis. Anybody know what Anubis? Anybody know who Anubis is? Anubis is the black dog in ancient Kemet. Anpu Anubis, and the one where he's laying on his stomach. That's the one that you want. Put him on the top of your car. Put him on the airplane. This is key because that's going to be their battleground. Real key now. This traffic shit is major. They got people that's got to come all the way from California to come back to Georgia for a motherfucking traffic ticket. You see what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. That's where they going with this. So let me post some libations and let's get this thing on the way. Now this is El Cristo Negro. This is a combination. This is the new one. This is the new one and stuff. Now when I first did this, and I know when you first do it, like I did the 3 sisters. Then when I first did this one, the night I did it, man, I was out of my fucking mind. I mean, I was on a whole nother level. People said, man, I called you, man, and you was on the phone, but you was gone. I was like, shit, I only had like 2 or 3 sips. But I went to another level and stuff. So this one is El Cristo Negro. This one consists of Canadian whiskey, and this is the best, that R&R. R&R, rich and rare, Canadian whiskey. This is the best. And rum, white rum. So brown Canadian whiskey and Castellio rum is a good one. Castellio rum. You mix the both together. Now this is real smooth, real smooth. But this is El Cristo Negro. It's El Cristo Negro. It's a real one. Then there's one called Lavado. Now that one there, I don't suggest for that one for females because not unless you're an expert. Now I know some sisters can drink some people under the table. Now you can handle your liquor, but I don't, you know. And there's a Lavado. Now Lavado, this is El Cristo Negro. Then there's the Lavado one. That one is white rum. White rum, and you know, any white rum, let's say the Castellio rum, you mix that with one of the better ones to do, you mix that with the gin I want is the Barnett's London Dry Gin. Barnett's London Dry Gin. You know, that's the one you mix it with. Now that's the Lavado. Now that there, it will put you on your ass if you really want to get to another level. You know what I'm saying? But that one you handle with caution. You know, because Lavado is an entity. But if that's one that you want to put together to either give him, that's cool. Lavado is an entity that don't play. I mean, when Lavado first came, when he first came, the first thing he did is burnt down Mansour's bathroom. The brother Mansour, which is Wanique Shabazz's brother. Burnt down him motherfucking bathroom. I think a week after he came. And you know. So he's real powerful. That's what we're going to get into also too. This one here you can't go wrong with. This one here is coming for destruction. This one here is an ass whipper. And I mean, when we invoked him and all kind of hell started happening to us. All types of stuff. You see what I'm saying? So we'll get into that. Let me go with this libation and stuff. Yeah. I spit on you. Alright. I'll pour him a little cup too in a few minutes. Alright. Zarolanda. El Cristo Negro. Maki de Agua. Maki de la Luna. Francisco de Chichireo. Spiritus in Tranquilla. Mama Shoa. San Simón. El Cristo Rey. Santísima Muerte. Santísima Petra Even. Okay, let me get these right. O teacher, Creator, Jehovah, Shumala, Omagumu, Alcala, Cacumbo, Lopeo, Lavado. Okay, Luigi, These are 19 new entities, and we're going to get into this. This is very important. We just want to get those out the way and to get the roll call going. Okay, Kella, Shama, China, Jess, Yara, Chipper, Naxai, Yased, Malfu. Okay, Dambao Edo, Balasha, Richard, Adamwadi, Okurelli, Okushenko, Razuli, Eduardo, Zaka, Brahman, Vishnu, Ravini, Shiva, Valley, Sally, Vishnu, Durga, Kama, Kim, Ramachandra, Shiva, Inasuda, Rudra, Sita, Haman, Lakshmi, Sri Lakshmi, Jinsaya, Kali, Kalima, Osa, Ase, Jahudi, Maya, Patal, Segment, Sashe, Aminra, Heru, Hedhar, Nukas, Anku, Newt, Nepti, Hedher, Newt, Hattie, Rahar, Hewitt. Okay, keep it on. Inanna, Ama, Niyama, Ba, Na, Ka, Yu, Nomo, Kutu, Digitari Statement, Imu, Imama, Uzimu, Uzimu, Kara, Kingo, Lauro, Mumubi, Marambo, Marinki, Uzu, Odo, Tayama, Da, Zeldo, Joe, Ba, Yi, Mala, Si, Lisa, Akanapan, Akra, Natro, Sasman, Monaco, Saman, Akanapan, Kimi, Sasman. Get some more. Hold on 1 minute. Let's get this right. Let's see here. Urzuli Kinoi, Urzuli Kaliga, Urzuli Boomba, Urzuli Jarrus. Ashe, hold on. Give me a few more of these. Urzuli Frida, Urzuli Ridi, Urzuli Arzuli, Mikris Arzuli, Congo Basna, Congo Sabi, Congo Pakala, Congo Mananagi, Congo Kani, Congo Bumba, Congo Kita, Congo TEZ, Congo TPC, Congo T Paxet, Congo Marinati P Shishi, Congo Mananagi Muasi, Congo Big Charlotte, Congo Dallasilion, Wadi Bray, Wadi Double, Wadi Veteran, Wadi Tipati, Wadi Agri, Wadi Tiwawa, Wadi Bridget, Wadi Noah of the New World, Wadi Nebo, Baron Samadi, Baron Leprox, Baron Simony, Ashe. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me give a few more. Aphrodite, Inanna, Ishtar, Ashtar, Astarte, Metatron, Metronet, Melchizedek, Sutet, Setesh, Sut, Sith, Sudubit, Sudneset, Perseus, Jason, Medea, Serapis, Echidna, Tartarus, Eros, Lilith, Layla, Lilitu, Sashet, Saket, Cam, Kim, Kimopis, let's see, Apollo, Hermes, Artemis, Demeter, Persephone, Hecate, Diana, Helios, Magnameta, Aether, Doth, Thoth. I guess that'll work for right now. Ashe. 1, 2, 3, start calling out your ancestors. 1, 2, 3. Ashe. 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 Anybody get a chance? I'm gonna need some water. Whoever can get a hold of something. You know. Anyway, let's go into some things. The first thing we're gonna go into is I guess the first thing we'll start with is this whole sniper business. What's that? Yeah. Oh yeah. What they were saying on this particular piece that was on 60 Minutes, they had this doctor that they caught. He was a gynecologist, and for some reason they busted him for something. And before they could get to him, he killed himself. And they went in his house and they found all these vials of bubonic plague, botulism, salmonella. I mean, he had all kinds of, he had just about any germ, a virus, a plague that you can name, he had it in his house. And then come to find out there was 2 white women that got sick. He had met one, he was going with one. She had a one-night stand with him and stuff. She broke up with him. Next thing you know, she got sick and ended up needing I think she had to get like 4 brain surgeries. And the other woman came down real sick also too. Was another woman with him. Anyway, they traced this guy's dealing with a guy from South Africa called Dr. Death. And the guy from South Africa had wrote these manuals on how to kill the ANC and the black people in South Africa in the townships with germ warfare. Okay, the story started getting bigger and bigger. And they had a collaboration with the gynecologist that killed himself in I think he was in California somewhere. So this is the key. The key was they had this particular they had this connection, and what happened was the guys were dealing with this particular germ warfare, and when they traced them, come to find out that one of the guy from California sent the other guy this particular letter, and in this letter it was supposed to be an AIDS letter. And in this letter, it was reading all this AIDS stuff, and in the middle of the letter, it started talking about germ warfare. And so Mike Wallace was like, wait a minute, this don't have nothing to do with AIDS. In the middle of the letter, in the paragraph, it started dealing with germ warfare. I said, I said, hold on now, see what they're doing here. I said, because they're proving what Valentine and a couple other people said was right, that AIDS never existed. They just kill you and call it AIDS. So what this particular piece was doing, this particular piece was actually showing that it was actually showing that in actuality they can give you, they call this whole thing AIDS, and they give you whatever germ warfare and kill you. So this particular document on 60 Minutes was proving actually that AIDS didn't exist by this biological warfare. Then they was looking and they traced both of these people back to the CIA and the FBI. And the guy was, and so Mike Wallace was saying, well, you know, the FBI said you did all this, and the guy from South Africa, now the one in America killed himself, because I think basically what happened here is the government is in on it. They got this thing. If you so happen to get caught, take yourself out. Okay? Take yourself out. So he killed himself in America, and that's the way the government will say these people were working, acting independent. It's just like the movie Enemy of the State. They did all this stuff the government did to the black man, and at the end, it was an independent person working outside of the government. So the government got it so that they say it down on ass. It's like the movie Josie and the Pussycats. Very key movie. Very key movie. One of the tightest movies that came out in 2001, right before 9/11. On the whole thing on the music industry and what they do to fuck your mind up in the music industry. Subliminal seduction. But the thing about the movie was so stupid, so they figured you wouldn't go see it, but all the shit was in the movie. But at the end of the movie, the government was in on it, but at the end the government said, okay, you fuck around, got caught, now you go to jail. So the government hand is always clean. Now remember now, in the movie, I want to get this particular part, the black girl in the movie was key, because the black girl, Josie turns to the black girl and tells her, you taught me everything I know. It's the same black girl that was in Men in Black when they was looking for the light of the world. The Men in Black 2. They was looking for the light of the world, and what happened? The black girl at the end of the movie became the light of the world. She became the light of the world. So it's the same sister. But anyway, they always wash their hands. And the guy was saying, well, the FBI said, you did this. And he turned around and said, well, I spoke to the FBI. This is the guy from South Africa that they call Dr. Death. He said, well, I spoke to the FBI last week, a high-up official, and they say they didn't know nothing about it. So in so many words, in this particular document, they was actually telling you that the government is what we always know in the conscious community. It works around the clock to kill us and to keep us down. And they showed that the government was all hooked into this thing, but going back, one of the keys was the AIDS program. Nobody ever thought about this. Now they're coming up with, they got all these special thousands of people in America that's living with AIDS beyond 10 years. But I'm like, well, what the hell was happening 10 years ago when everybody was dying with it? Oh, well, you know, they probably got new medicines that you don't have to die from AIDS. Well, why the motherfuckers in Africa dying? Now, at the same time, the people in America, they're not dying no more. we're not killing anybody else in America because we have contained what we wanted to contain. Now the key here is we always knew that if they had a little, if they had a epidemic going on based on sex, everybody would be dead. You see what I'm saying? Everybody would be dead. This thing came from homosexuality to black people to these target groups. You see what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden, every indigenous country like Africa and China is rampant AIDS.
Right.
But yet the people in America are living 10 years, 15 years. So in so many words, it's proven that there was never no such thing. There was never no such thing. What they say, AZT, and whatever the hell they was giving you. It was interesting because the sister from Kansas, Olivia, said when AIDS first came out, she had a doctor that she used to go to ever since she was a young girl. And the doctor, she said she went to the doctor, and the doctor told her, he said, whatever you do, when this was like in the early 80s, when it first hit, he said, whatever you do, the key here is to never take no kind of vaccine for the AIDS. Because that was the key. They was going to kill you, you see what I'm saying, and call it AIDS or whatever. So in this particular thing, they show an article in this particular Newsweek program last week, and in the article they got all of the AIDS stuff, and in the middle of the article they talk about germ warfare, and that's the key. Then they tie all that shit back in with the government. And they were saying that all the stuff that they was going to put on the people to kill the people in South Africa, well, they're doing this shit here too. The CIA and the FBI and all that shit was in on it. And yet we still talking about we Americans.
Right.
You see? So it's just but basically it's nothing that you don't already know, but it's just good to have this particular evidence.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? To re-enter into things. Now, the first thing we need to deal with is this whole sniper business. We need to deal with this sniper business. First of all, the first thing we noticed was mysterious is this brother over the Montauk program, the multi-level marketing program, the Ken Bridges ends up dying. But it's interesting, this guy gets shot at the gas station at the same time they're voting on whether they're going to go to war. Same time they're voting on whether they're going to go to war, this guy gets shot at the gas station. Luckily, I did a lecture for this brother back in '96. He and his wife named Rosalind in Philadelphia. Went to their house and everything. Did a lecture in '96 in this brother's home. So this brother was a conscious brother.
Right.
So I got a little more information on it for the simple fact that when he got shot, the brother in Philadelphia, Bobby, got in touch with Rosalind because they were the people that I dealt with in Philadelphia. And so he got in touch with this brother's wife. And the brother's wife said, and you know this was straight up setup, said that he was in the office, they had just, I think it was less than 24 hours to sign this multi-million-dollar deal. He was in the office, and he got on the highway to go back to Philadelphia. They called him on his cell phone and told him to come back to the office.
Yeah, they did.
And then, this is what she said. She said they told him, there's a sniper out there hitting people at certain gas stations, don't go to these gas stations. And told him the gas stations to go to, and the first one he go to, he gets shot. Now the mystery here is that they're not even adding this brother as one of the snipers. One of the people getting killed by a sniper. He's not even on the list. They showed him a couple times, and all of a sudden, they don't even show this brother. And NBC came on, and they gave the background to every single person that got shot. When it came to this brother, Ken Bridges, they didn't even put his name on the TV show. You see what I'm saying? So, they're not even counting this brother, so they just straight up executed this brother. You see what I'm saying? Now, this is the key. Now, the mystery here is this. They did a movie on this last year. They made a movie on the sniper shit last year called Liberty Stands Still with Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes in this movie moves to Washington, D.C. He's a sniper. He moves to Washington, D.C. and start killing people. But the thing about it, he has the exact same gun that the sniper has in the movie. It's supposed to be set in D.C., but they filmed the movie in Canada, Vancouver. I said, well, damn, why didn't they go to D.C.? But see, if they went to D.C. and filmed a movie, you'd put it together. Well, hell, Wesley was up here last year filming a movie about the sniper. So they go all the way to fucking Canada to film a movie about Washington, D.C. You see what I'm saying? About Washington, D.C. And in the movie, he's a sniper. Now, follow me. The sniper name is John Muhammad. White man don't never forget nothing now.
Right. Right.
John is a Christian word for John the Baptist. That's where the word originates from. In whatever language or whatever, whether it was some Hebrews or whatever. It was a Christian set of John the Baptist. The Hebrew word for John is Elijah. Ain't that a bitch? John Muhammad, Elijah Muhammad. Come on. Ain't that something? And it's not by accident that they link him to the Nation of Islam.
Right.
Okay? The Hebrew word for John. So there's several books on this thing here. Jeremiah does this whole book at the beginning, volume 2. Hebrew words identified. Also, there's a book called The Messiah of the Dead Sea Scrolls. No, it's another one called, well, there's the Messiah text, Raphael Patty. There's the Messiah of the Dead Sea Scrolls. There's several books based on the linguistic aspect where they deal with that historical Jesus, mystical Christ by Jeremiah. Jeremiah did the major work where you have the Christian John, the Hebrew Elijah, the early Hebrew Enoch, the Arabic Iberus, the Egyptian Thoth or Tahuti, the Greek Hermes, the Moorish Merlin, all that's the same stuff. You see what I'm saying? Anubis is a part of that, one who comes before Christ, the guy, the leader, the one who shines the light in the darkness before the Christ comes, or the Christ energy, the opener of the way. So John is Hebrew is Elijah Muhammad. So when they say Elijah Muhammad, now in the movie, it was interesting. In the movie with Wesley Snipes, everybody got a last name except Wesley Snipes. His name is just called Joe. J-O, John, E, Elijah. Oh man, don't never let nobody tell you everything ain't everything. These crackers, when they move, they put it all in there. So his name is just called Joe. Joe, John, and they tell you the E, Elijah Muhammad. Then they connected with the Nation of Islam. Farrakhan admits that this guy was in the Nation of Islam. You know, they came on NBC News and said, we ain't never trained this motherfucker to shoot. They said it one day. They always do this shit. They always do it. Just like they left, just like one night at 3 o'clock in the morning in 1995. 3 o'clock in the morning, I was up and didn't have a VCR. You never know. And they showed both gloves at the crime scene with O.J. Simpson. So I said, God damn it, we missed this shit. They'll never show it again. Now all of a sudden, the mysterious glove has reappeared in John Muhammad's car. Now wait a minute, they searched this car for 5 days, couldn't find shit. Right. They was taking the car apart when they had it in the little truck. Right. Alright? And all of a sudden now, well, we found a glove that was found at the crime scene. But since when did you find a glove at the crime scene? Right. See, if you found a glove at the crime scene, that's the first damn thing you would have reported. Right. Another glove. Here come the OJ shit again. But they said today when they had first caught him, they said, we're not gonna have this, we're not gonna mess this up like we did O.J. Simpson. I'm like, wait a minute, what does O.J. got to do with this? Right, right. You see what I'm saying? What does O.J. got to do with this? Now there's several scenarios we need to pick apart. So they got the gloves back up in there. Now they just doing all kind of shit. Now they got the computer. These motherfuckers got computers now. I'm like, damn, every damn day they coming up with something new. You know what I'm saying? Now they done tied the motherfucker to Georgia. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right. Now they done tied them to Georgia. Right. You know, when they get through, it's ironic that a black person gonna go down with the greatest mass murder in the history of white folks. Right. The greatest mass murderers of the world. It's ironic that a black man is gonna take the rap of this shit in the millennium. Ain't that something? For real. So I'm looking at this thing and all now. But now going back now, they got it in the movie. there's another brother in the movie. There's another brother in the movie. I don't know if Wesley knew what he was doing, but then again, he was making a movie shit.
Right.
They call you up, want to do this movie, he make a movie. But the thing about it is, they have the same rifle. His rifle was what? A military, his rifle was a civilian issued M16. Wesley's is a military issued M16. It's the same rifle. They show the gun. I'm like, damn. When they showed the gun in the movie, I said, oh shit, this shit flashed back to John Muhammad. Because I saw the movie. That's interesting. This movie, they didn't put it in the movie. It went straight to video and straight to cable. They released it in August. They showed it 4 times in August. They showed it 2 times in September. They didn't show it none in October. Now wait a minute. What the hell going on? See, to me, if it's a coincidence, somebody will say, hey, you know, every time you got cable, every time you trip, when they start a movie at the beginning, every damn time you turn on the TV, you can't get rid of this fucking movie.
Right.
Anybody got cable? Okay, it's one thing if a movie is old. You say, oh, they're gonna man. But when they start a movie brand new, every time you turn on that damn TV, you're like, damn. I said, damn, last time I was watching TV, this shit was on. All of a sudden, in October, they don't show the movie at all. See what I'm saying? But they always put it out in the movie. Remember Strange Days? They put out the Tupac killing a year before. Strange Days came out fall 95, and they showed they killed the rapper. Fall 96, a man's dead. Tupac's dead. They always put out the movies. They always put out the movies. You see what I'm saying? Because why? Because it's a game. We talk about elite people. They don't have nothing to do but to see. They know they're going to get away with it, but they want to see does anybody catch on. Right. You know, that shit is just like Trading Places when they say, we're going to ruin a motherfucking life for $1. When we Trading Places, motherfucker ruin a white man life and raise another person up for $1. That's how they play these games.
Right.
Just to see where your mind is. Well, they just be laughing. Well, who caught on? None of these fools. You see, now let's deal with some scenarios here because it's all, the key here is they want to make America through with black people. And after John Muhammad, you're through. Don't let nobody fool you. Let me explain something. The reason why the Republican shit was such a landslide, you understand what I'm saying? These white people feel, well, how do we fight against these black people taking over the country? We got to become more and more conservative. Right. So as a result, we know that they fix all that stuff, but as a result, these crackers going, they vote. It's a real tired of black people. You see?